guest today is Kelsey Guerra. Kelsey is a holistic health coach, certified essential oil specialist, and Aromatouch Trainer. She's passionate about educating everyone from parents at home to medical professionals to be a part of changing the face of healthcare from mere sick care to empowering individuals by using the right tools. I warmly welcome Kelsey Guerra. Welcome to BrandsTalk.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Kelsey, for being here today. Kelsey, you're very passionate about being a part of changing the face of healthcare from mere sick care to empowering individuals by using the right tools. So this is huge. And to be part of a movement with such an ambitious goal. So what do you do exactly, and what are the right tools?
Right. So sick care, if we think when I mentioned that, it's basically just you get sick, you go to the doctor, they give you a pill or some kind of medicine solution, and that's it. And I found myself in this sort of Twilight Zone loophole in the healthcare system when my daughter was born. And it feels like when you're a new parent, all that you are given when you say something is wrong with your child is Tylenol, like Tylenol for everything. Or, here's this one thing that you can try, but we don't really know if it's going to work, And I think a lot of people of all ages find this when they find themselves in some sort of health rut. And so I thought there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more than that. And so I went on a little bit of a search for other solutions, and that's what landed me with essential oils and natural supplements. And so it got me to be very passionate because they just kept working. Once you find the right formula, that's sort of what started me on a journey to conquer my migraines, my really bad headaches, and my husband's allergies and things like that. We just kept trying things, and it made me passionate to want to go and help others. So here I am today, helping people all over the world for the last 8.5 years, and just helping people find those natural solutions to things they've been struggling with for maybe years.
Yeah. So, and you got into essential oils. So
Yes.
Why exactly? Because there is a lot of natural solutions out there.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have been also teaching natural solutions since October 2014 with your husband, right? So
Yes.
Why exactly essential oils in this whole realm of natural solutions?
Sure. Yeah. So the difference, a lot of people love herbal medicine, and I love tea. I grew up singing and acting and dancing, and I was always a tea drinker. It was always comforting. And but what I learned was herbal medicine is fantastic, and we can't, essential oils don't come from every single plant out there. So there's still a huge need for that. But in some cases, like certain herbs, peppermint, lots of mints, flowers, leaves, stems, some of these can be made into essential oils, which are 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herb version. For instance, peppermint, it would take you 28 cups of peppermint tea to receive the same health benefits as one drop of peppermint essential oil. So they are so much more concentrated. And there's a lot of misinformation about what that means exactly, or if that's good or bad for you. But ultimately, our bodies have an internal dilution system already set up to be strong enough to take this concentrated version, which just in theory just really helps us get better faster. It's more effective and it's safer. And so that's kind of herbal versus essential oil. But there are lots of natural solutions, and we do love supplements and herbal products as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. So there are a lot of different solutions out there, natural solutions and oil solutions, but there's also different companies out there. So different essential oils companies that have great visions and philosophies and also values they claim they live by. And there have been a lot of rumors and controversies about their company's integrity. And so if we want to be a conscious consumer, we should be careful where we put the money into, right? So,
100%.
And it seems like there are some companies still out there, they're not ready to sacrifice some profits to follow through with the word. What is your take on that? How can we make sure we are conscious consumers? We're doing the right decisions with going for the right company when we purchase natural solutions?
That's a really great question. I was just looking at something on comparing a certain company to Amazon and finding the same product for maybe a lesser price on Amazon. And this is very dangerous because a lot of, second, third, fourth, fifth rate companies are trying to get on the train to this incredibly, successful healthcare system, which is natural healthcare. And so everyone wants a penny, everybody wants a dollar, everybody wants a piece of this amazing pie that has grown into a huge industry, the natural healthcare industry. And so you have to be really careful. So a few things to look out for. One would be look at the company, the owners of the company, where they came from, and what they stand for, and if they make themselves available as well. I think the corporate offices are a really big telling of what type of people they are and how they take care of their employees at their offices and where they do their business. The second thing would be sourcing, and I would even say this is the most important thing because your health is so important, and the things that essential oil companies lace in their essential oils are just insane. It's heinous. And so one company that researches all essential oil companies, and you can look into this yourself and do your own research, is APRC or aromaticplant.org. They are an amazing third party that is very neutral and just tests essential oils all the way across the board. And so you'll see every company out there and anything that's sold at Walmart or just on any counter. But ultimately, you have to look at, unfortunately, what the FDA and kind of these government agencies all around the world, if you're in the US or if you're in Europe, whatever standards your country has, because a lot of these countries, have different standards for what their ingredients they allow in their countries for products. Unfortunately, things that are labeled natural or 100% natural, pure, 100% pure. These are just phrases that companies can toss around and label on anything. That doesn't actually mean what you're getting is safe. And so looking into how they source, where they source, how they take care of their farmers. If you want to make sure that these companies are going directly to the source and that they're taking care of their people, that they're paying their farmers correctly, and then that they have, and then their testing. That would be the third factor. Is you have to make sure that the essential oils are being tested. And oftentimes you can't just call up a company and ask, because they'll say, "Oh yeah, we test." You have to know enough information on how they should be testing in order to get the right information. So that's really extensive, and of course the average consumer is not going to go that far, but doing a simple search on the company and then asking around. Likely what you find at the store, if you go to any store and buy essential oils, it's probably not actually essential oil. It's probably fake. It's probably a synthetic version of an essential oil. And so it's best to get these through people that you know or referrals, someone that you can really get with and who can provide education. I think that's the biggest part, is that unfortunately if you go buy this in the store, you're not receiving the education that you would get if you bought it from a professional or someone that does it for a living like I do.
Yeah, so I think it's really the best to get information via third-party sources. If you have any sources, please send me an email. I will put that into the show notes.
Great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and it's really about understanding a sustainable value chain. So all the activities from the farmer and the whole distribution network and who is part of this whole value chain until you receive your product and you can use it, right? All right, good. That's what you are doing. You're being in the essential oil business. It's built up on the so-called network marketing model.
Yes.
And it's a field where you are an expert in, and I would really like to talk about that because it's such an interesting topic and it's a way of how we do business nowadays. But there are still some business misconceptions associated with network marketing, and it carries a huge stigma. I remember a couple of decades ago, people would talk about being in a pyramid scheme and people taking advantage of you, and they all make so much money and you don't. So can you give us some insights from your perspective, how you see network marketing and social selling as well, and how they differ, and why is it so important to understand that clearly? Let's put some light into the dark here.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think people run for the hills as soon as you say network marketing. And unfortunately, it's just because it's probably something that they heard and they don't actually know what it is. So in order to address this, you really have to know what network marketing is. And all that it is a way of advertising, really. That's all it is. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual business or what they do. It's really just how they choose to advertise. And in something like essential oils or natural supplements or products or certain products that need an education factor in order to really understand them, this is the best, because how would I possibly put on a billboard or in a 30-second commercial or in a magazine ad all the ways that essential oils can help you? And what the difference is between my essential oils versus the ones at the store and all those things we just talked about, like that is so much information. And so it really takes, and I will say specifically too for healthcare, it really takes a personal relationship that you have with someone else to sit down, help them understand their health concerns, and then find those solutions and take that time. I mean, I spend hours and hours with each of my clients that sit down with me because I really care about helping them find solutions that work and that are effective.
Yeah.
But I can't do that without network marketing, because that's what it is. And network marketing is something people do every day without realizing it. Whether it, I'm like, there's some funny meme that I saw the other day that was like, you bash network marketing, but you go talk about your, Starbucks peppermint mocha like they're paying you to do it, and we don't realize, we're just talking about products every single day and referring people to products and telling them that they need to go buy this pair of shoes because they're so comfortable and all these things. And that really is all network marketing is. It's just a form of advertisement.
Yeah.
So social selling just takes that online.
Exactly. And it's really about sensitive topics and products, and healthcare is something sensitive. It's something that you need to know, and not only know, you really need to understand, so that you need to educate the people first, and then to make the people like you. So you need to have establish a relationship with your community, that they really like you, to follow you, and then also that conveys trust. So this trust factor, right? And that's what you can very, very much do via network marketing, and especially social selling, right? When you do that.
And I will say, with network marketing, as a young mom, when I started this 8.5 years ago, this was my only hope to have a business, and we needed 2 incomes as a family with a new baby. And I didn't have the funds or the time or the resources to go start my own business. So I will say, I mentioned earlier that network marketing businesses are not small businesses. In fact, that the reason why I chose network marketing was because I couldn't afford those things. I couldn't do a small business. I couldn't start a mom and pop shop for essential oils. I couldn't do that. And so that provided me a way to do that. And it's a huge opportunity for all people. But that's why you see so many young moms start network marketing businesses, because it sometimes is the only way they can feasibly have a business and a family at the same time. So it was a huge opportunity for me, and that turned into a social selling aspect because of the rise of Instagram, TikTok, all of these things, and it gave us another opportunity on top of network marketing to take network marketing social. And not everyone chooses to do that, and that's totally fine, but social selling is just the opportunity. When we're talking about relationships, we do have relationships. Influencers, social media influencers have relationships with their followers. And so we're just taking that to the next level. And it has its pros and cons for sure. And it's not for everybody.
Yeah, but it has become easier post-COVID, because pre-COVID, when we think about okay, I'm a mom now and I start my business, I start running it from home. It's like, what is she doing? A home-based business? Is this serious? You will question. But I think after COVID, post-COVID, this has a different connotation now and a different standing. I think you are on par with small business owners. And it was not before, right? So what did you experience before?
Yeah, I would say that for sure. And even in the natural wellness industry, for sure, people didn't take that seriously many, many years ago. I think COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people, and it sort of turned into, oh, wait, her business is growing and mine went in the ground during COVID. Wait, there might be something to this network marketing or this social selling that you can do this on Zoom anytime you want or from anyone, anytime, anywhere, from your phone. My business continued and my business never faltered. And so there was a huge shift in people's minds about taking those types of businesses more seriously because the income never wavered. And so that was something that sort of triggered this like light bulb in people's brains all of a sudden. And so small businesses unfortunately got hit so terribly during COVID. We saw that worldwide. And so a lot of them actually had to shift into social selling. So that's something small businesses align with us for sure because they are able to take advantage of, depending on the type of business, but if they were selling products themselves just in their shop, but they had to shut down shops, they went online perhaps. And then they kind of learned some of those social selling skills that kind of breeds up some network marketing too. So yeah, I think that it sort of put us on an even playing field in the respect side. It definitely rose the respect of network marketers and social selling during that period of time that we were all struggling. So
yeah. And now, if someone who is still in corporate America and running a business on the side and wants to start now really breaking away from employmentship, full-time employmentship, and start her own business in network marketing, what would be the first 3 steps to do to really seriously step into business ownership?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I get this all the time because corporate America has its advantages and disadvantages, right? And so I love the idea of a side hustle. I think it's something that a lot of people have been talking about. A lot of business owners and professionals even have been talking about sort of the rise of the side hustle, especially amongst Gen Zers and millennials and all these generations that are sort of catching on to multiple streams of income. I think it's a really important idea. And what's great about a network marketing or social selling business is that you can fit it into the nooks and crannies of your day. It's not something that has to be it's not a 9 to 5, obviously. You do this on your own time and it can slowly grow. And I think that the key here that you're going to have to know if you're going to start something like this little by little in the baby steps is just to be consistent. I think consistency is key. Whatever you decide, just be intentional about when you're doing what you're doing and how and what your parameters are. If you still have that 9 to 5, obviously you can't just cut that in half, or you can't just quit all of a sudden and expect to be instantly successful. I think setting your expectations is really important. I think that's where a lot of the criticism for network marketing and social selling come from. Well, look, did you know that there's this huge percentage of people that only make $5 a week or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, look, not everyone is successful. It's only the people at the top. That sort of pyramid schemey rumor comes out of the people who have these high expectations, don't have the guidance or maybe someone to mentor them. So I would say that's really important. Get someone with experience to help you set your expectations. And then guide you and give you the training and the mentoring that you need to be successful, creating a plan for that. So how long is it going to take for me to make X amount of money so that your income, expectations are met. That's really, really important. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And you have also started your own business and you are very successful. So, what makes you so successful? What is it that you are different from everyone else? What is the singular thing that you think that sets you apart from the others?
You know what? Okay, so I did strength finders. I don't know if you've ever done the strength finders quiz. There's all sorts of these things that you can do. But I really just connected with strength finders, and so my number one strength is futuristic. I have a really clear vision of where I want to go and what I want to do. And then I have activator, achiever. So I want to get it done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow through. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Right. And so I love those three together, especially. And I think what sets me apart is that I can see that long term vision. And even if a few hiccups come in the way, it's not going to be a perfect journey. I have to expect that. But I do love to sort of shoot for the moon and land among the stars. And so I love to see the long term. I'm in it for the long term, no matter what happens with my business. Global pandemics come. I'm not easy to quit. It's not easy for me to quit because I can see with network marketing and social selling, which another thing you have to consider when coming into this business is a company's compensation plan. It has to be one that's sustainable because there are a lot of different network marketing compensation plans, and there are some that are better than others. They're not all the same, and so I am a big believer in really scrutinize that compensation plan with the person that you're going into business with, because it's got to be something that you can slowly build over time, especially if you're doing this alongside a full-time job or a part-time job. If it's going to be something that you build, I have always seen that long-term vision. I've never just done network marketing by itself. I am a multiple streams of income type of person. I have other dreams. It's just that the network marketing model has allowed me to it has been my vehicle. It's been a vehicle that's helped me pursue my bigger dreams in life. And so if you can use it like that as a vision, and if it grows and explodes, great. But if you can just see those steps, one foot in front of the other, but keep that end goal in mind, like really figure out why you're doing what you're doing.
Yes.
What is the goal here, right?
Yeah.
What is the end goal? And are you planning on, don't ever be like, oh yeah, and I'll probably quit this someday. Like that's no mindset to go into business with. Don't ever start a company thinking like, well, I'll do this for a while and then like maybe I'll just, give it like 3 or 4 years and see where I'm at. Like, no. Don't give yourself a deadline. Set the goal and then go after the goal without any thought of I'm going to quit someday.
Yeah. I think when you have a big why, you're not just thinking, oh, okay, if I do, if I not, and I don't know, and then I do something different. If you're determined to do something because you truly want to do it and there is a higher purpose behind, you're not just going to quit. That's not in the plan. Yeah. And you're shooting for the moon. I love that.
Yeah. Because it's okay if you set that.
You have to do that. Yeah.
Meet every expectation that I have. I'm still going to be amongst my team and the people that I love. And ultimately, it's not about me anyway. What's cool about network marketing and the right compensation plan, by the way, is that it should be a team effort, and you should not get to be successful unless the people with you are also successful. That is a true telling of a great compensation plan, is that you're rising other people up. As a leader, you rise people up. And you make other people better too.
Yeah. What did you figure is the hardest part about leadership when you are leading a team?
Yes. So many things. Leadership is not for the weary. That is for sure. I think the hardest part for me personally has been with my vision and with my futuristic is seeing someone's potential and wanting that so badly for them. But if they don't want it for themselves and they fail, or if they just don't realize their own potential. They can't see your vision for them, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's heartbreaking to me because I see how powerful people are and they don't see their own power. And so that breaks my heart. And that's been the hardest thing, I think, emotionally as a leader. I'm a very emotional leader, which is has its pros and cons for sure. But I think ultimately it makes me a better leader because I really truly care that everyone is happy and that everyone is having a good time, but that everyone's learning something and that we're all growing together. But people get in their own way.
Exactly. Yeah, it's they have to do it in their own pace. Nobody is as fast as someone else, you know. We have to sometimes really be patient in watching them taking their time, even though we know, okay, you can do a little faster or you can do it differently, but they have to run into their own, I wouldn't say failures, but like learnings that they can really grow from. So it's not about us, it's about them. It's just hard to watch them when you already know a little bit better. But I think that makes a great leader, to be patient and to be just here for them when they need you in that very
Yes,
moment.
that's the key, right? Is to meet people where they're at that time.
Yeah.
Because we can't put on expectations of our leaders, like our own expectations, right? And so the other thing with this whole network marketing business, we have to remember that I'm not their boss. I don't have employees in my business. I have partners. I have team members, I have partners. I do not have employees. And so I can't fire anybody. Although sometimes I wish I could. I can't, I don't hire and fire. I bring people alongside me and I mentor and I help them rise up, like I mentioned. So
Beautiful. Kelsey, now from leadership to branding and to starting your own business, what was the one thing when it comes to branding that you would have wished you had known before you started your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, that's great. I think a lot of people push branding aside and just say, oh, that's for people in the big time, or that's for, maybe I'll look into branding like when I have a brand, or people just automatically assume they don't enter the game with a brand. And so I think that that's the biggest misconception probably about branding, is that you don't need it until you're up to a certain level. And in fact, being very specific about your brand and who you are appealing to is actually who your audience is, right? Is actually what's going to create a bigger audience. I think people fear, I know I did, that if I just say I am, my audience is this one thing, that I'm going to like somehow alienate everybody else or tell everybody else that they can't have what I am selling. When in fact is the opposite. People are more attracted to you when you're really specific about what you do. And in fact, they can talk about you more because they start thinking like, oh, this is for this person, or oh, this is, I can, refer them to these people in my life because now I know who she is and what she does best.
Yeah, I think it's the fear of missing out, the FOMO. When you focus very much on a specific niche, you think, okay, I'm leaving out a lot of potential customers. No, it's not the case, because the more you niche it down, the better you can resonate with the very specific, client you are serving. So important.
Yeah, and that can change. I think another thing is that 8.5 years ago, when I started this business, I was specifically coming into this helping other young moms like myself discover solutions for their kids. I was really passionate about that. Now my kids are a little bit older and we've been doing this for a really long time, and my passions have changed too with what I do. And as we've grown in our products and as we've grown in our education, I've learned so much more, and now my passions have shifted too, and my target audience has changed, and that's okay too. I think that's something people worry about, like if I pick this one thing that I can't ever change it. And that's not true.
It's growing with you. You are elevating your target audience. Is it's always, it's nothing that is cut in stone. It's really changing, growing with you, and your brand is growing and moving with you as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Kelsey, is there something else that you would like to mention when it comes to network marketing, social selling, personal branding, essential oils before we close it?
Oh my goodness. I think with all of those, right? Everything that you just mentioned is something that has a stigma. Everything. Essential oils, people thought it was all voodoo, snake oils, gypsy, whatever. 8.5 years ago, people really didn't know about it. And now, the company that I use and the company that other companies have really helped create that as a mainstream thing. It's in hospitals, they're all over the world. It has become what has driven the natural healthcare industry. And so I think we have to be more careful as a society to shut down things like that so quickly. We're so quick to just, because I heard this thing, not that you really looked into it at all. But I just heard this thing, and so I'm going to be really careful about essential oils because I'm too scared to use them. But then I'm going to go off and drink my, I'll go drink at a bar and like eat my Cheetos on my couch with a beer, whatever, or like like I'm just making all these health decisions for yourself. But when someone approaches you, we're so I don't know, we're just so hard against things like this. And you should do your own research with, all these things. But same with network marketing. As soon as it's like this trigger that people get up in arms about, and like, well, hang on a second, let's just take a second and really think about what this is. And I think the biggest thing I would say is support people who start businesses. Let's not shy away from that. It's almost Christmas time, and I don't know when this is going to air, or where. I guess we're live, right?
Yes, we are.
Christmas time, and I think the older I've gotten and the more I've gotten into network marketing, the more I go, I'm really consciously trying to be very intentional about how I choose to spend my money and who it's going towards and who it's benefiting. And so really think about how powerful you are as a consumer. Consumers are extremely powerful. You see it in the box office at movie theaters and what movies are doing well right now. You see it all over with how we can change how companies stop using, child laborers and sex trafficking victims, and we can make world change with our dollars. And so I think the biggest way we can make an impact on society as individuals is by choosing how we spend our money. And so I would encourage everyone to really step back and think about your Christmas list or your holiday list or your whatever you're celebrating, Hanukkah and all of these amazing holidays. If you think about buying anyone gifts for teachers, neighbors, anybody for any holiday this year, think about choosing small businesses. Look and see who of your friends has home-based businesses and network marketing businesses, and choose to support them, because likely those dollars are going towards, like me, it's going towards my kids' education. I'm supporting my kids' school, and I'm supporting my family, and it's not supporting a giant corporation making millions of dollars supporting who knows what. So anyway, that's all I would like to leave off my soapbox.
Making conscious choices. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so good. We're almost at the end of our show, Kelsey. We are doing some rapid fire terms now. Are you ready? I will gonna shoot a term and you're gonna answer top of mind. Is that okay for you?
Okay. Sure.
All right. Relationships.
Important.
Success.
Relative.
Mindset.
Key.
Women empowerment.
So much fun.
And brands.
Brands specific.
Good. Okay. Kelsey, where can listeners find you and get in touch with you?
Oh, please. Yes, I am One Drop Wellness, the number one Drop Wellness on Instagram. I am my personal life. If you'd like to see everything that I do, it's just Kelsey Cook Official. And so I'm a big Instagram person.
Kelsey, thank you so much for being my guest today on BrandsTalk. It was a true pleasure having you, talking about network marketing, the misconceptions, and also about how we are going to be a conscious consumer and everything about essential oils and how they work. Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.